and welcome back to Let's Play Persona 3. Last time we had our full moon operation, and now we have a lead up into an exam week, which means none of our normal school social links are available. So our only option is to really just head out of school and see who is around to hang out with, which fortunately there's Maiko, there's Bunkichi and Mitsuko, and potentially more than that, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. First off, let's just talk to Mitsuru since she's here. Ah, Zeller. Exams are right around the corner. Have you been studying? Remember, there's no shortcut to success. Persistence is key. Even if you study every day, it takes time to see results. So keep working at it. Don't assume that after 1 or 2 sessions you've mastered the material. I suggest studying in the library if you have the time to spare. That is a terrible suggestion, Mitsuru. We could just eat sushi instead. Now, I don't think I'll be able to get to the Academics 5 required to ace the upcoming exam, but we're more than prepared to at least get top 10, which is good enough for my purposes. Anyways, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be heading into Naganaki Shrine. Remember that I picked up the potent medicine from Mr. Edogawa yesterday, so I have that request to turn into Elizabeth, but we have more requests to get from Elizabeth coming up soon, so I may as well just collect all those and then turn in that item when it comes up. And let me actually check my Persona stock real quick to make sure I have it hanged. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Huh, that's weird. Maiko seems kind of sad. I think we should see what's wrong.
I don't know what to do. My dad.
I should sit with her until she calms down.
Dad! He hit me! He's so mean! It's not fair!
That's awful! Maiko's dad is probably one of the most unintentionally unsympathetic characters in the game, because that's just bad. Like, hitting your kid because they don't understand why you're getting a divorce. The game never really dwells too much on what an absolutely terrible thing that is to do. I definitely think this is the social link that could have used some rewrites, because they're surprisingly low-key about this. I don't really, like, I know this is a bit of a heated topic, but I don't exactly think this is a justified execution of corporal punishment.
Yeah. You think so too? That's mean! Stupid meanie! All I did was ask why they're getting a divorce. They got mad at me and said to stay out of it. So I kept asking, but Dad yelled at me and he hit me. Then Mom said it was my fault for asking so much. I don't know if they love me anymore. Do they just wish I would disappear?
I really hope Maiko is exaggerating this, because she's making her parents sound absolutely horrible right now. But it probably wouldn't help her to say that they would never, so let's, or it wouldn't help her to say it's possible they don't love her, so let's say they would never.
Never? But then, why do they get so mad? What if I ran away from home? I want to know how they really feel about me. If they love me, they'll try to find me, right? It's a secret, okay? Don't tell Mom and Dad I'm running away. I know you won't tell.
Maiko seems to trust me a lot, and this social link has gone in a very weird direction all of a sudden. Can't say I was expecting the post-full moon operation to go this direction. Huh.
I have to go now. Let's play again sometime.
Well, at least she's feeling chipper after that little heart-to-heart.
Oh, welcome back.
Sorry, I need to talk to Fuka. About what? There's something I have to clear up. I'm sure you're burnt out coming right off an operation. You know, it might do you good to just rest today. Well, that is true, but I'm sure there are also things we could find to do. Like, talk to Akihiko right here. Mitsuru's not here, so we're skipping Tartarus tonight. Just take it easy for now. Well, actually, Mitsuda said we could go without her, but whatever. And Junpei, what do you think about the post-full moon events? What? What? Were you going to order me around, oh high and mighty leader? Whatever. I can be just as good as you too. And Junpei, don't be hating, don't be hating. I thought we had something special. We've got enough free charm boosts coming up in the future that I can transition into focusing on other things. So let's play a rousing game of, well, quiz game tonight. Very interesting game. Over in Persona 3 Portable for 7-8, we're picking up here because, well, we couldn't go to save our game during the daytime of Persona 3 FES, so I've already completed the daytime activities for that version of the game. Not that that's really a big deal either way, because we're just going to hang out at Student Council today. Nowhere near as far along in the social link in Portable, or FES for that matter, as we are in Reload. We're also going to be playing the quiz game for tonight. We have quite some time to pass before we max out our academics. I can hear people talking. You know, our campus is actually pretty clean and new. I only noticed after my club had to visit another school. My parents said that our school was rebuilt after an explosion 10 years ago. I also heard that the explosion wasn't the only reason. Around that time, a lot of students suddenly stopped coming to school. Maybe that's why they put up the new building, to start with a clean slate. What, you think there's a dark side to Gekkoukan High? You watch way too much TV. The first bell has rung. Quick slacking off, you two. We've got class today.
Let's skim through this chapter.
Let's talk about the Heian era today. I won't spend a lot of time on this, so pay attention. In 794, the Heian Kyo was established. In 894, they abolished imperial embassies to China. I might put this section on the exam next week. I'm feeling lazy. Anyway, on to feudalism. Listen carefully, because this has to do with the origins of the samurai. I choose you, Zeller! Let's see what you know. Am I a Pokemon or something? So, the law permitting permanent ownership of newly cultivated land served as the foundation to the development of feudalism. Thanks to this decree, a lot of land was cultivated. At the same time, a serious problem arose for the farmers. Do you remember what that was? I'm gonna take a guess and say social disparity. Yep, you got it! The work doesn't end after you plowed the land. It costs a lot of money to build waterways and stuff on top of that, so the farmers with more wealth and authority could make more money by expanding their lands. On the other hand, those who weren't as affluent had no choice but to remain poor. It's the same old story throughout time. Well, that's all for the Heian period. Man, that got deep at the end. But everybody is looking at me with respect. We just need a few more charm bonuses to max out. Note that if I had gone to Hagakure Ramen to get the special bowl last night, we would have maxed out here, but like I said, we've got a few more free bonuses coming up, and that'll be more than enough to cap me out anyway, so I may as well just get my remaining charm bonuses from that. Gosh, it's getting hot again. This kind of heat calls for some Ajiro sorbet. It's a product I tried pushing once, but it didn't sell. Apparently people only used it for dares. But enough of that. Take your time and do some browsing. Heading over to Hige Pharmacy, because for right now, we need to pick up some super cat food. I only think I need like 4 of these, but I'm just going to buy 11 because I'm too lazy to increment it 4 times. Because we need that for some new requests that we have coming up. Plus, we also have another one to turn in. Elizabeth once again giving us our payout of Twilight Fragments. And let's take a look at our requests here. So, we can create a persona with Torrent Shot. Already got that taken care of. Oh, it appears you've already completed it. Here, take this as your reward. Get 3 attack mirrors. Not quite as good as it is in Persona 3 FES and Portable. Attack mirrors have been nerfed to only be single targeting. They used to be multi-targeting. Here is the potent medicine. It seems you've completed a request. One moment, please, while I check. I see, so this is the infamous medicine. Let me have a taste right now. Oh my, what an electrifying sensation. Potent indeed. However, its well-balanced components prevent it from being truly lethal. The master of the nurse's office must be incredibly skilled. Oh, that's one way of putting it. But we get a steel pipe for our efforts. Very nice, very nice. We've got our first timed request for this moon cycle. This time I'd like for you to bring me a certain plant. It's often referred to as the Christmas star. I do not have any more knowledge on the subject. Should you require help, I recommend asking someone well-versed in plants. Now, we've already done this in Persona 3 FES and Portable. It pops up a little bit later in Reload, but if you remember, it is Fuka who has the Christmas star. It is actually a poinsettia. I wish to feel the ocean, huh? I have longed to visit this place called the Ocean. Alas, as you know, I'm unable to abandon my post here. So if you ever have the opportunity to visit the Ocean, would you look for something that feels like the ocean for me? This is a new request to Persona 3 Reload, and not just a retooled version of one from the older games. It'll be just a bit before we can fulfill this one. Now let's see, we got please feed the cat. There seems to be a hungry cat somewhere out there. It appears to have trouble finding food as such, and has not been fed. Would you please find and feed the poor thing? There's why we need the cat food. Let me just go through all these. We got new milestones, defeat a rare shadow, chilled taiyaki, let's see here. Yeah, and let's just go through all these. I'd like to see a pair of max safety shoes. The other day I heard a housewife say something rather intriguing. Within the world of online shopping, these max safety shoes are extremely popular right now. I would love to see what makes these shoes so special. Would you please bring me a pair? No problem, Elizabeth. And let's see, let me hear music unique to Gekkoukan. It's said that music can paint a vivid reflection of the culture at the time and place in history. Should that prove true, then I wonder if the Gekkoukan High School you attend has its own unique music as well. It's been on my mind ever since I first heard of this. So will you do me one favor? I'd like to hear a piece of music distinctive to your learning facility, Gekkoukan High School. Alright, easy enough, easy enough. And let's see, chilled taiyaki. I believe there is a sweet grilled fish called taiyaki that is often consumed in your world. Apparently, there is also a strange taiyaki that is cold, even though it has been grilled. I, for one, would love to have a taste. Could you please bring me one? Alright, and that is all the item requests that we can fulfill outside of Tartarus. So, let's move on to the stuff that we can do right now. The cat we are looking for is in Port Island Station. This weak cat, once we accept Elizabeth's request, we can give the super cat food to it. The cat is purring loudly. It seems happy. Maybe the cat will feel better if I come back and feed it again tomorrow. This is a multi-step quest. We have to feed the cat a few times, which is why I got multiple super cat foods. Moving on. Elizabeth's request for finding the music can be a little tricky since you're not directly guided where to go, but the place we want to be is actually the PA room, not the music room. It's the PA room. I can hear bizarre music playing inside. What the heck is this song? Gekkoukan Boogie? Why does the school have music like this? Must be a teacher's theme song or something that plays when they enter a classroom. No way, man. That's crazy. Should I try entering the PA room? I think that would be delightful. We'll get an item here. Sorry, you have to have permission to be in... Huh? The song? I have no idea what it's for, but it says Gekkoukan Boogie on it. What? You want it? Are you serious? Sure, you can have it. We don't have any use for it anyway. Here. Hey, you have never tried sampling random crap before. You can make some pretty interesting melodies with that. Now get out of here before you get me in trouble. Oh, geesh. Well, at least we got what we were looking for. Let's return to Elizabeth. Coming back to Elizabeth, I humbly request that you escort me somewhere once again. This time, I would like to investigate a certain area known as Iwatodai. If you have the time, then please come fetch me, so long as the sun is out. We finally fulfilled enough requests to ask Elizabeth out again, so it's a little bit later than it was in Persona 3 FES and Portable, but we have much more time to get to this one. Coming up, I actually should be able to fulfill enough requests that once we get this date done, we should immediately unlock the next one once it becomes available. What is this circular disc? Gekkoukan Boogie is written on on one surface. Is there music stored inside of it? Then this sheet of paper must be the lyrics. Everybody was haiku writing. Those kids were fast as lightning.
Very well.
Can't imagine what it sounds like from the words alone. I'll have to listen to it later. Please take this as your reward. Alright, female uniforms for the members of C's. And that's all we're going to do for now. I could go on the date, but we'll save that for tomorrow, because we've already done enough today, and we haven't even gotten onto the main events of today. So what we're going to do is we are going to actually talk to this guy, who has just been chilling out in the mall for quite a while now. Most people like to put this guy off for as long as possible, but we're going to be initiating his link right now. Let's talk to the chubby student. What? Don't look at me while I'm eating. You're making me feel self-conscious. I can't savor the flavor of my gourmet sandwich, only available for a limited time with you here. It looks like I have enough charm to catch his attention. What do you want? What are you eating? Oh, you're curious. Do you fancy yourself a gourmet? Is that even possible? An unrefined guy like you? I think not. You'll have to prove it. If you can pass my gourmet quiz, then I'll believe you. What should I ask? I don't want to make it too difficult. Give me some time to think. Oh, what a sandwich! Now the quiz begins. The first question is a freebie. What's the most popular drink at the cafe over there? That would be the pheromone coffee. Correct. Here, question number 2. What color skirt does Azuki Arai's mascot, Azuki-chan, wear? That would be red. You're pretty good. Question 3. What item is on the secret menu at Hagakure? I'm all too familiar with that. That's the Hagakure Bowl. I'm impressed. You seem to have some knowledge about food, but it pales in comparison to mine. Why don't you bring me something I've never eaten before? It'd have to be quite the odd morsel to fit that bill, though. If you succeed, then I'll accept you as a fellow gourmet. Well, as it just so happens... What is that mysterious food? Give it to me! We had just so happened to have an odd morsel. You need at least one odd morsel to fulfill the requirements to participate in this side quest, so make sure you don't sell all the otherwise useless healing items. That was awful, but I'm impressed. I haven't tasted something like that in all my life. You're not so bad. Seems like he's taken an interest in me. Should I hang out with him for the day? Well, I see no reason not to. One thing to note is that if you happen to fail his questions, you cannot retake his quiz within the same day. You have to come back a later day to try again. Though fortunately, he does let you retain your progress along his questions, so you don't have to start over from the beginning again.
We go to the same school, right? One look at your uniform's all I need to know. I'm kind of embarrassed to ask you this right off the bat, but... would you mind not standing so close to me? You're too thin and too cool! If people start thinking we're best friends or something, I'm gonna end up as the uncool one.
There you are. I thought your voice sounded familiar. You know what I'm here for. Now hand it over.
Whoa! Not you! Help! Emergency! Hey! You! Call the fire truck! I mean the, Yes! Right! Good thinking!
Quit making a scene, all right? People are looking at me funny. I've got some business to take care of now, but you're Nozomi Suemitsu-kun, aren't you? I did my homework, see? You know I'm not letting you off that easy, right? I suggest you reconsider things.
That was horrifying! My poor heart! I think it dropped into my coin purse for a minute there. My name is Nozomi Suemitsu. By the way, may I just say that you have a wonderfully big heart for someone so slim?
Suemitsu gave me a hearty thanks. I became acquainted with Nozomi Suemitsu, the Gourmet King. Yes, this is the Gourmet King social link.
I am thou. Thou art I. Thou hast established a new bond. Thou shalt have our blessing when thou choosest to create a persona of the Moon Arcana.
Nozomi is here, representing the Moon Arcana, and this is probably the single most hated social link in all of Persona 3. I personally think it's kind of interesting, although I will admit Nozomi is kind of, well, he's not great in terms of his personality. However, I do find him to be less annoying than Kenji, so I don't think this is the worst link of all time, and I think it goes in some pretty interesting directions. But as an actual person, I can fully understand why some people don't like Nozomi.
Whew, all that drama made me hungry. My stomach is definitely not amused. You want to tag along, friend? Shall I treat you to the finest dining? If so, you've come to the right place. For I am the king, the Gourmet King. That's right, Gourmet King 2009. Or was it 2010? Whatever. And as the king, I know all the kingliest places for... My tummy! It's in horrible pain! I think it's an emergency! Sorry, but I'll treat you another time.
Spoiler, that's not the last time a link is going to end with Nozomi needing to void his bowels. Anyway, it started getting dark, so I went home.
Oh, it's you. Welcome back.
Feeling rested? There's plenty of time until the next full moon, and while I wish I could tell you to take it slow, finals start next week, so I'd like you to care for your health and concentrate on your studies. Fair enough, fair enough. It's not like we have new places to go in Tartarus, and hey, looks like we have the opportunity to study with Akihiko and Mitsuru, which would be pretty nice. However, we do have one thing that we need to do out in the town real quick. Well, actually, we have two things to do. First thing we need to do is we need to find Fuka. She's the one who has our poinsettia, so we need to grab that real quick. Hey, Fuka, poinsettia time. Did you need something? Come to think of it, Elizabeth asked me to get a specific item for her. Huh? Christmas star? That's the ornament on top of the tree, right? Why do you need one of those? Oh, if I'm right, it might not refer to an ornament at all. There's a type of plant that's sometimes called the Christmas star. Could you wait a few minutes? I'll go double check. And we get a poinsettia for our efforts. Sorry for the wait, here you go. I think what you're looking for is a poinsettia. The flower is usually sold during Christmas time, so it'd be hard to find in stores now. Fortunately, I had some in my room. Here you go. Kinda wish they went more into why Fuka might have a poinsettia. Kirito-senpai takes her mission really seriously. She would probably do just about anything to annihilate the shadows. I respect the feeling like there's something you have to do, but isn't it a bit much sometimes? I think I know what you mean. There are a lot of old sayings about maintaining balance in your life. I understand not wanting to be too laid back, but you shouldn't become obsessive either. I don't know, I wouldn't describe Mitsuru as obsessive. Anyways, let's head over to Elizabeth now. But haha, I actually misled you. We're gonna talk to the suspicious man now. You're a curious one, aren't you? Go on and take a look. And we can buy some of his URLs. May as well buy up the lot here. Let's get this security site note, an Iwatodai forum note, School X site note, and revenge site note. We'll have to check those out later. Thanks. I'll be on the search for more exquisite info. Probably the most important one of those things that we just bought are is the security site note, as that actually does yield an upgrade for us within Tartarus, but that's something we'll get to later. Next up, let's talk to Elizabeth over here. Get another Twilight fragment for our efforts, probably for social linking with Nozomi, and let's turn in the Christmas star real quick.
Wonderful.
It seems you've completed a request. One moment, please, while I check. That red leaf plant, is that the Christmas star? I was led to believe that there would be presents growing from this plant.
Very well.
This fulfills my request, but you can take it back with you. Although, once the presents are in bloom, I'd like for these plants to fill our room. Please take this as your reward. Hey, Jack's gloves as well. Getting good weapon upgrades here. While I'm thinking of it, we do need to fuse a Hierophant, so I think I'll make a Shisa. Let me decide on what I want to give this guy. I decided to go with Zionga, Makoha, Invigorate, and Elect Boost. I'm gonna pull Take Minakata back out of the compendium so that I have him for Maiko's social link, since we will be advancing that again later in the week. With all that taken care of, let's get back to Mitsuru and Akihiko. I see you guys studying over here. Mind if I join? Oh, Zeller. I came down to get a drink and got caught by Mitsuru, as you can see. I'm not worried about Akihiko's grade. I'm more worried he'll run off and do some reckless training. And studying has the added benefit of preventing that possibility. So here we are, even though I'm mostly done studying for the exams.
In that case,
Then why don't you overlook Zeller's studies? That is, if he's able to join us. I see no reason not to. Alright, sit down. I'll be your study coach.
I was hoping to go for another run after rehydrating.
I believe you've done enough physical activity for one day. Any more and you'll hurt yourself.
Fine. So, were there any subjects you needed help with?
Let's see. How about, any tips for memorizing vocab?
I increased the number of reps in my workout by the number of new words I've committed to memory. The more you learn, the further you can push your limits. Killing two birds with one stone, as they say. In any case, I advise having a good workout ready to treat yourself with after a study session. It all comes down to making it a regular habit. Just a little each day really adds up.
I wasn't going to say anything, but Akihiko, working out isn't normally a reward for most people. On top of that, what good does it do to preach about long-term habits mere days before the exam?
I guess you have a point. In that case, how would you recommend cramming for it?
It's not my usual style, but I would focus on memorizing material that is likely to be tested. If you give it your all, it shouldn't be too difficult. Easier than facing the enemy wholly unprepared, at least.
Well, we can talk all night, but doing is where the magic happens. Here, let me give you some practice problems.
The two of them continued giving me rigorous advice. And we get a nice boost to our academics for listening.
You catch on quick. You immediately took what you learned and put it into practice. All you need now is some strength training and you'll be unstoppable. Once the exams are over, why don't we dive into Tartarus for a bit and get some workouts in?
You never change. I'll need to continue keeping an eye on you to make sure you don't overdo it.
The more you study and the more you train, the better results you'll get. I look forward to seeing what you'll accomplish from here on. Let's call it here for today. I want to get some stretches in before heading to bed.
Over in Persona 3 FES, I got lucky on using the bathroom and actually restored my condition to good, allowing me to do the quiz game and study tonight on 7-8. So that means I finally got enough academics points in Persona 3 FES to reach rank 4. That takes way longer in this version of the game than it does in any other version, although we should get to rank 5 much sooner since we're able to study in addition to doing other nightly activities. Now moving on to 7-9 for FES, I think it's a perfect time, since we're in a post-full moon section of the game, to just explore the town, talk to people, as well as pick up requests and stuff from Elizabeth. The main activity I'm going to be doing for today is hanging out at the bookstore, and then hanging out with Mutatsu. I think I'm lined up for a rank up with Mutatsu, but not for a rank up at the bookstore. Anyways, let's talk to people. It's almost time for exams again, but this time it'll be a lot tougher. You better go to the library and study, otherwise you'll be screwed. The library is a waste of time. Hey, you still sulking over there, Junpei? What do you want? Don't bug me if it's not important. I'm heading home now. Junpei is in an extra bad mood. Yukari, what's up with you? We haven't really talked to Yukari in school before. Hey, Kun-kun, don't forget it's almost time for exams. Our senpai are really smart, so we better get good scores or they'll laugh at us. Maybe I should study in the library. I get so tired when I study late at night. Hey, that's a very late time to be tutorializing to me, Yukari. And you. Finals are a lot harder than midterms, you know. But that doesn't mean I'll study harder. We'll see. Sometimes the extra effort pays off. The Mitsuru fangirl has nothing new to say, but these girls have something slightly different to say. I don't know or care about that ghost stuff, but I wish I could ask them why they're spreading that. I mean, they're dead. They shouldn't bother living couples. What the heck are you talking about? Well, if you talk to this one, the couple's only apathy syndrome that's been going around. I heard it was the work of ghosts. They say that a couple committed to double suicide a long time ago, and now they're infecting couples with apathy syndrome. Ah, geez, you guys need to have more imagination than that. That's the second ghost story you've been passing around in 2 months. When I think of artists, I think of those people who squint and hold a pencil up to their subject. Artists who do that, especially the guys, just want to look the part. That reminds me of that one episode of SpongeBob with Doodle Bob. I heard there's a revenge website, but URL is top secret, right? I'm trying to figure it out, so I'm looking all over the web on my cell. There's a local BBS that seems like it has a lot of info on the site, but it's all garbage info. Well, if you were in the world of Reload, you could simply buy the URL. Mitsuru, do you have anything interesting to say? Zeller, are you heading home now? Yeah, see you later. Unfortunately, that's all Mitsuru's going to have to say for most of FES. Kenji, my man? How's it going? What's up, Cullen? You heading home now? The exams aren't too far away, so I'm going straight home today. Studying at the library is just too boring. At home, I can watch TV while I study. You do that, but you do you, Kenji, you do you. That revenge request website might be real, you know? I know some guys personally who signed up. Okay, so it was their sister's cousin. I'm waiting for my boyfriend. We're going for a walk so we can take a break from studying. Oh, that's nice. Glad she didn't dwell too much on the whole lovers thing. Hey, what are you up to? He's different than I imagined. From what I can tell, he has no personality. The stalker girl is not so impressed with her mark anymore. Dude, I'm so used to her stalking me now. I don't even realize she's around anymore. That's not a good, apathy to have. If you swirl seafood ramen around 6 times clockwise and 6 times the other way without spilling, if you do that with Hagakuri's ramen, I heard you can hook up with the person you like. My friend at school said there was a stray cat around here. I'm waiting until he comes out. I'm not gonna catch him or anything, I just want to see him. I wonder what kind of cat he is. The first term is finally over. Never felt this long when I was in 5th grade, but this one seemed to go on forever. Well, why? Because my teacher is so boring! Everyone in my class wishes we had a different teacher. I saw a girl in a white frilly dress the other day in front of the station. Don't get me wrong, I love that kind of outfit. We got tons of figures dressed that way in my room, but in real life, I think it's better to dress casually. So, what kind of dance is popular nowadays in the clubs? Reggae? That rap junk? In my day, it was the tango or the jitterbug. You dance with your girl, not to show off. Not to show off. I fell in love at first sight with my wife at one of those halls. Want to know something cool? You know this place is called the Paulownia Mall, right? Well, you know how it got that name? No, tell me. A paulownia is a type of plant. The kiri in its Japanese name is the same one as in Kiricho. Since this place is under the ownership of the Kiricho group, get it? I may look like a slacker salaryman, but I know some surprising things. You can't judge a book by its cover. Linking up with Elizabeth real quick, we do have a new batch of requests. Of course, we've got a new katana request, the Onimaru Kunitsuna this time. We also need to feed the cat, of course. We will accept the kitty request. We want to work on this as much as we can. The Agility Sutra reward isn't that great, but hey, feeding the cat, that's its own reward. And let's see, anything else we gotta buy the Platinum Watch? I should actually be able to fulfill this one right now, but I kind of want to hang on to my money. We've got all the Tartarus requests and some funky school music. We get an interesting weapon here, a bus stop sign. That is a new type of weapon, a axe or bludgeon. It'll be a while before we can see the party member that can use that weapon, but the protagonist can use it just fine as well. The conversation died again. I keep sweating. Is it because of the heat, or is this a cold sweat? He's sweating a lot now. He's usually not like that. That type of guy is pretty popular with the older ladies who work here. Everyone remembered his face. I was surprised, to be honest. It's amazing how many people say hello to him at shops. I have no idea what she's talking about. A movie's theme song is very important. The quality of the movie is greatly affected by whether its theme song is any good or not. Which reminds me, long ago I heard there was going to be a Gekukon theme song. Well, hey, don't get too ahead of ourselves here. I think it was called Gekukon Boogie or something like that. I heard it was nearly done. I want to hear it now. I want to hear how it turned out, but I wouldn't want a traditional song for a theme. I'm just thinking about, I was watching the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie with friends. That movie has a great theme. We gotta feed our kitty here, of course, give him some super cat food, and he will perk right up. The whole reason I hang out here is to shoot the shit with my buds. Those 3 weirdos are the only ones who come here to learn anything. They need to get a life. Looks like those 3 weirdos been snooping around here. Guess they're trying to hear the juicy stuff. The stuff you don't find out about in normal life. Interesting, interesting. Just taking the time to grab the Gekkokan Boogie here. Now that I've done basically everything interesting to do in FES at the moment, let's just move on. And remember, the social links for today are spending time at the Bookworms Used Bookstore and hanging out with Mutatsu. Elizabeth has slightly different reward dialogue here, saying she's prepared something unique for us, a simple yet sturdy metal frame with small lettering on the placard. I believe it's called a bus stop sign. I've heard that in your world, they can be found all over the place. I'd like to see some of these signs in their natural environment someday. Please accept your reward. Okay, now for real, we're moving on to Persona 3 Portable. And in Persona 3 Portable, we of course have a question today. Naturally, the same question also popped up in FES, but you know, we haven't been giving too much floor time to Persona 3 Portable for the questions recently, so let's talk about the Heian era today. I won't spend a lot of time on this, so pay attention. Note that not all of the teachers' spiels before the questions are super different from how they are in Reload. Some of them are quite similar, and I actually just recently found out that Mr. Edogawa's questions are actually consistent across all versions of Persona 3, although there was dowsing. The one about dowsing was added in FES. Anyways, in 794, the Heian Kyo was established. In 894, they abolished imperial embassies to China. I might put this section on the exam next week. I'm feeling lazy. Anyways, on to feudalism. Listen carefully, because this has to do with the origins of the samurai. I choose you, Zoe. Let's see if you know. What law served as the foundation for the development of feudalism? Why, that would be the Konden Einin Shizaiho. Good, you remembered it. It's got a very long name, doesn't it? This law was enacted because the previous law, the Santei Ishin no Ho, didn't help. The farmers got lazy. Not that that's unusual for any era. Hey, what are you trying to say there, Mr. Ono? But that's all for the Heian period. You gave the correct answer, and we get more useless charm. That's not all for today, though. Of course, we once again get harassed by our compatriots at lunchtime, with Fuka wanting us to cook with her. Again, like, the only thing to really note about these lunchtime interruptions is that this is a way that the game notifies you that a social link is ready to advance to the next level. Not necessary in Persona 3 Reload, since they instead tell you that when you go up to talk to the person you can link with. But the reason I'm continuing on my commentary here is because we are going to be hanging out with Saori today. Hey, Zoe-chan. There's a committee meeting today. Can you come? If you're busy, I can go alone. Will you go to the meeting? And we have the Persona Naga, so we will get an adequate amount of points, though it is not necessary. In fact, we don't even need the charm bonus to get enough points to rank up. Saori seems happy. I'm glad I could make her day. Gekkokan High School Library. Not too many students came by today, so you spent a lot of time chatting with Saori. Wow, is that how that teacher is? I didn't know at all. I learned so much when I talked to you, Zoe-chan. I never get to hear all these rumors that go around the school. Saori seems to be having fun. Hey, Saori-san. A boy comes in and stands in front of Saori. He seems to be smirking for some reason. Takaroka-kun, how can I help you? Would you be interested in going out for karaoke? Okay. Seriously? Then how about today? I still have some things to do here today, so... I'll wait around. Let's go once you're free. Oh, okay then. Well, I'll be waiting in the classroom. The boy leaves. That was sudden. It surprised me. You must be pretty popular, Saori. Huh? That's not true. I don't know him all that well, either. But if he really wants to go out with me, then... come on. Stand up for yourself. Stand tall and stand proud, Saori. Heh, it's not that big a deal. Saori laughs as if she just heard a funny joke. I don't really have any opinions of my own. If there's someone willing to take the lead, I'll gladly follow. I don't need someone. I just want to be needed by someone else. If I can find someone who needs me, I'd love that person with every fiber of my being. Do you think it's wrong to think that way? I guess I can understand, but it sounds like you don't value yourself very much. Really? I'm happy to hear that. Saori smiles. You feel like you understand Saori a little better now. Gotta admit, though, I feel like that guy might be setting her up or something. He was acting a little shifty. Oh, it's almost time. I should get going. I did promise, after all. You did your duties in the school library committee and said goodbye to Saori. Now, moving into the evening, we're just going to be hanging out with Tanaka tonight. Of course, we also get our cell phone message letting us know that I sense intense power deep within Tartarus. It seems a path that was blocked is now open. Please be careful. Come back to me when you have reports of missing people, Theo. Then maybe I'll care a little bit more.
Let's get on with
Silence! Class is beginning. Uria, Rilue, Ili, Ulea, Leru. Just a quick preface. When I use the word magic, I mean it in a very general sense. Anyway, today's topic is the magic of medieval Europe. I'll be giving a crash course on the single most magical place in time in recorded history. So there are a lot of materials pertaining to Western magic, from printed books to communal folklore. I'll cover all of it, including the changes European magic has seen since then. As I mentioned previously, European magic finds its origins in paganism, starting with Christianity, though it has been influenced by an influx of various cultures. Let's see, what are some well-known examples? There's Kabbalah, which is the esoteric study of the mystical aspects of Jewish texts. There's also Gnosticism, a Christian sect founded by Simon Magus, the sorcerer. Greece's philosophy and natural sciences were the fruits of magical researchers. And the same was true of Islam's scientific advances, which surpassed Europe's at the time. Now, as for the circumstances of magic in this age, it was an era where the rule of Christianity and the insight of the natural sciences collided. Magicians bravely reached up for a connection with the gods. Say, are you still awake? You're not daydreaming, right? How about a test to see if you're paying attention? You'll know what type of guardian angel you have depending on how you answer. Uriel, Rilue, Iliri, Yulir, Leru.
Okay.
Now, who to call upon? I choose thee, Zeller. What are we, a Pokemon? That's the second time this week. What is the esoteric study of Jewish texts called? That would be Kabbalah. Don't worry, I was paying attention to that. How could I tune you out, Mr. Edogawa? Very good. Thank your guardian angel, because they must be kind. The magicians of the age achieved great things, particularly the renowned grimoires. A grimoire is a collection of magical texts, usually as all-encompassing as possible, wherein... Whatever, my magic power is just accumulating more charm to charm my peers. We're still just popular, though. What greater heights could we ascend to? It's a side questing kind of afternoon, with our first order of business being to feed this kitty. So, let's give him the super cat food and really perk him up. The cat is purring loudly. It seems happy. Its purring seems more energetic than it did last time. Maybe the cat will feel even better if I come back and feed it again tomorrow. One can only hope. One can only hope. Don't worry, all you Elizabeth fans out there. I'm not gonna leave you high and dry. Let's go on a date with Elizabeth. My.
I've been waiting for you.
I've been waiting for you to ask. Shall we be on our way?
Flowing stairs that pose an obstacle to those who dare to reach another floor. So, this is an escalator. A simple contraption at first glance. But one false step will leave one mired in an exhausting ordeal.
To all customers, for your own safety and the safety of others, please do not move in the opposite direction of the escalators. Thank you.
Oh my. It seems that these customers may come to harm. We'd best exercise caution ourselves. And what is this? Please watch your step. There is a pitfall just ahead.
Where is it?
Why, it's right over here. There, in the center of this fenced-off area. It's marked with eye-catching signs, proclaiming in bold print, "Do not enter." Humans are frequently drawn to what has been forbidden. This is a crafty snare, one that defies the common notion that pitfalls must be hidden. Flowing stairways, pitfalls employing high-level psychological tactics. Human authorities truly go to great lengths in their quest to preserve the town's law and order. I'm very moved by their dedication to the cause. Let us carry on. Our thoughts with the unsung heroes who give their love and lives to this town.
tantalizing fragrance. Can it be?
Whoa! You can figure out our secret ingredient with just a whiff? I guess you got a funky sense of smell to go with your funky sense of style, lady. Well, there ain't a law saying takoyaki shops can't cook other stuff besides octopus. So, how about it? Wanna buy some? I swear my takoyaki's so good it'll make your jaw drop.
Cuisine so scrumptious that one's jaw can drop off? I imagine that would warrant urgent medical care, realistically speaking. But I would very much like a taste. Unfortunately, this is all I have on me at the moment. I do hope this is sufficient.
It's not that expensive, Elizabeth. You don't have to.
No need to console me. My curiosity far exceeds any monetary. Oh, I see. Upon closer inspection, a single serving is only 400 yen. Well then, 2 orders of your finest takoyaki, please.
Thanks. Here you go. And come again.
This distinct texture, the firm, chewy skin. There's no doubt about it. I must say, I'm surprised to see this used as a cooking ingredient.
And how is your jaw? Is it falling off?
It has yet to even unhinge. But for the better, I suppose. There are many other delicacies I must try. It wouldn't do to lose my jaw before sampling each and every one of them. There appear to be several dining establishments around here. We must simply visit all of them. My first priority is to go to something called a net cafe, where one may use something called a soda fountain. This apparatus allows for an infinite combination of flavors by mixing various solutions. Just thinking about it gives me a sort of electric tingle across my tongue. I see. My. Oh, my. Oh, how intriguing. We appear to have exhausted every dining option in this area. Oh dear, is something the matter? Now that I think about it, you haven't eaten much since our 7th meal. In any event, I must thank you for your delightful company. I shall certainly savor this experience. If you don't mind, I'd very much appreciate it if you were to escort me again sometime.
Alright, note to my future self. Never take Elizabeth out drinking once we're old enough to do so. I don't think our liver could handle it. I return to the Velvet Room with Elizabeth. Well, let's collect our reward for that, and hopefully get over our indigestion soon enough.
Wonderful.
It seems you've completed a request. One moment, please, while I check. Thank you for showing me around Iwatodai Station. The fascinating rides, the dangerous traps, and of course the cornucopia of curious cuisine.
Marvelous.
The way people went about their lives there was quite different from those we saw previously at Paulownia Mall. So that I might not forget what we saw, I'd like to recreate some of the dishes we sampled. First, I must hunt for ingredients. This will be so much fun. Please take this as your reward, and we get a Book of the Ancients for our efforts, allowing us to fuse Thoth. When we reach the required level to fuse him, anyway. Anyway, let's move on to our main activity of the day. Protagonist is probably sick of Iwatodai Strip Mall at this point, but Bunkichi and Mitsuko are stationed here, so we're just gonna have to come here anyway. The used store bookworms. With Shisa at our disposal, we should be able to strengthen our relationship even more effectively with Bunkichi and Mitsuko, so let's do so.
Oh, you have bad timing. My wife just headed out to GeckoCon.
Oh, well, I should go catch up with her.
Well, she won't be gone long. In the meantime, why don't you keep me company? Are you thirsty? Here, I've got something we can share. Oh, wait, where are the cops? Oh, I don't know how to find a thing around here without my wife. Oh dear, you got back just in...
The tree.
What happened? What's wrong with the tree?
What's gotten into you, dear? Take a deep breath. You ought to know better than to walk so far at your age. Here, drink this. And here's some for you, too. Well, judging by her reaction, it seems the rumors might be true. The persimmon tree we told you about. You know, the one by the walkway at your school. My wife heard a rumor that it was going to be cut down. She almost fainted. Do you know anything about this?
Oh, but I am worried. I hope they don't go through with that.
You're so sweet. I'm worried too. I tried to look into these allegations, but I think I was barking up the wrong tree.
If it's not too much trouble, could you tell us if you hear any more about it?
Hey, if I hear anything, you'll be the first to know. And with that, I feel like we're growing a bit closer. Hierophant has reached rank 4. Haven't had as much free time to pursue this social link in Persona 3 Reload, sadly. Hopefully we'll be able to correct that in the future.
I know I made it sound like something very important, but only if it's convenient for you. Tell us if you hear anything about the persimmon tree, all right?
I parted with the elderly couple and went back to the dorm.
Oh, welcome back.
Hey, are you free tonight? With the exams coming up, I thought maybe we second years could hold a study session. Pass. I'm not in my room.
Huh?
Hey, wait, Junpei? Oh well, his loss. You, me, and Fuka can still study together. Man, Junpei's really in a rut after that full moon. Hopefully he comes out of it.
That's true.
You're really making a name for yourself as our leader. Especially with this latest operation. Excellent commanding there, thank you. Next time, the enemies will probably get stronger again, but if you keep up the effort, I know you'll do fine. Oh, I appreciate the vote of confidence, Akihiko.
Yes,
It's
precisely.
fine to reflect on your victory, but don't forget that there are exams next week as well. Okay, Mitsuru is always business-focused. Anyways, let's study tonight. It's almost time for exams. Have you been studying? We were just about to start studying together. You want to join us, Zeller-kun? It's okay with you, right, Fuka? Of course. Will you study with us? No problem. Let's study.
Yeah.
Great. Let's get started.
Fuka, your notes look so trendy. I kinda wasn't expecting that.
Oh no, these are Natsuki-chan's notes. She let me borrow them since I was out trapped in Tartarus.
What a good friend.
She sure is. That said, there's actually quite a bit missing from these notes.
Oh, you're right. This part just has the equation and no answer, and this page is full of doodles. And this part, is that a drool stain? Hey, it may not be the best study material, but it's the thought that counts, right?
I've been trying to think of a way to return the favor.
What if you help her in return? Why don't you fill in the blanks for her?
Huh? Oh, are you saying I should fill in any part she missed in her notes before giving them back? That sounds like a great idea. But it's going to be a lot of material. I wonder if I can finish it all.
Then we'll help you out. It'll be a good review for us, too.
Thanks, you two.
Here, let me see those notes.
Oh, yeah.
We began to fill in Natsuki's notes. We nearly rewrote the entire thing. It really did make for a good review. Friends helping friends, and the academia goes round and round, giving us a nice bonus of 4 extra points.
All done. It looks wonderful.
Natsuki-chan's in for a real surprise when she sees this.
And I hope she likes it.
I'm sure she will. I couldn't have done it without your help. Thanks, you two.
Well, it certainly helped us study too, right?
make sure to give Natsuki-chan the notes back tomorrow. Good night.
And for 710 in Persona 3 FES, we're finally going to be hanging out with Maiko, who we've left hanging for like 2 months. But she was waiting for us, so hey, let's play Persona 3. Sounds like a grand old time. Also, we're going to be hanging out with Mutatsu again tonight. And you know what, while I'm here, I'm just going to knock out 7-Eleven for FES as well and let you know that we're hanging out with Maiko again today. We've got a big cutscene coming up in the afternoon, plus the end of the video. I would just like to note that while Mr. Edogawa's question is mostly the same in FES and Portable, the phrase that he tacks onto the end of his speech is a little different. Sebna urukwa. I don't know why I felt like bringing that up, I just thought, you know, catalog some differences when you see them. I would just like to let you know that to my continued embarrassment, I have been forgetting to feed the cat in Persona 3 FES and Portable, so this quest isn't going to wrap up quite as quickly as it's going to in Persona 3 Reload, because there are quite a few days coming up where we get no opportunity to feed this cat at all, rather annoyingly, but it's okay, it's okay. We just need to feed him a few more times. I'm also turning in Gekkan Boogie to Theodore here. We get a cool new reward in this version. I see you have a CD with you. Gekkan Boogie? Gecko means moonlight, and Boogie is kind of a fast-paced dancing move. Oh, I get it. So this Gekkan Boogie here, it's what you would play at an outdoor nighttime rave under a full moon, correct? That would be an interesting party to attend. Oh, the lyrics are included inside. Ribita was haiku writing, these kids were fast as lightning. I'm not sure if I understand what that has to do with the moon. In any case, your reward should be something you would be familiar with. Please do not ask how I obtained it. Wait a second. Hold on. This is my summer outfit. Theodore. Goodness gracious, man. Have some respect for my boundaries. But yes, that is a new costume armor for the Femsi. It is the opposite of the Angora sweater in that it provides 30 HP, and it's also the summer clothes. Looks pretty nice, though. And don't worry too much about the defense value of armor. Definitely the endurance stat matters a lot more than the defense stat at this stage of the game. And the 30 HP on this actually can be pretty handy every now and again. Not a bad piece of equipment for boss fights. Anyway. The fun just keeps going, because we're hanging out with Akihiko today. Zoe, what are you doing? Since you have the Star Persona in Neko Shogun, you might be able to come even closer. Had to pull this guy out of the compendium, because I had fused him off in order to get some stuff for the full moon boss. So, let's spend some time with Akihiko. Let's go. He seems somewhat happy. A little aloof, though. He went to a nice strip mall, Wild Duck Burger. The inside of the restaurant is busy. Zoe, there's a table open over here. Man, it's crowded in here. Is there a promotion going on? That reminds me, the other day, Mitsuru. No, I want a milkshake! Small boy sitting with his family at the next table begins screaming. You already said you wanted to have juice. You can't have both! The mother's voice is getting louder as she argues with her child. It reached the point that your ears are hurting. What should you do? Let's see. Senpai, should we leave? It seems like a bit of a thing is happening right now. Huh? Something wrong? Akihiko is surprised. It seems that Akihiko wasn't bothered by the commotion at all. The family at the table next to you has gotten embarrassed and begins to leave. The child's screaming slowly recedes into the distance. He was full of energy. Akihiko is absent-mindedly watching them off. Yeah, but you know, kids are like that. Then you shouldn't hold it against him that he's acting like one. That's a surprisingly level-headed attitude for you to have, Akihiko. He laughs. Akihiko suddenly falls silent. Zoe, do you think I'm strange? Now, there is a bit of a divergence here. Option 2 and Option 3 give you the same amount of social link points, but Option 3 opens up a certain avenue later on, so we're going to be taking it. That's not what I asked. Akihiko blushes. Sometimes people tell me that I'm a weird guy, that I act strange. Normally I wouldn't let that kind of thing get to me. Back in the day, they'd say I was like that because I didn't have parents. It's not like I could do anything about that. That's why I wanted to show them that they were wrong. Psst, doesn't matter now. That all happened back when I was a kid anyway. I mean, the orphanage wasn't bad at all either. Akihiko smiles gently. Oh, sorry. I don't think I ever told you. I don't have any parents. My sister and I grew up in an orphanage. My sister's long gone, too. That reminds me, you don't have parents either. Sorry. I shouldn't have brought that up. No, wait. I think that might be why I wanted you to hear what I had to say about this. Because I think I can depend on you to understand me. Akihiko smiles wryly. You feel like you understand Akihiko a little better now. Noticing that there's a lot of broken or non-existent families among the members of SEAS. Funny coincidence, that is. The Akihiko Sonata social link has reached level 6. Your power to create personas of the Star Arcana has grown. I randomly choose to read that text every now and again to keep you on your toes. I'm sorry for talking about that sort of thing. We should start heading back. You return to the dorm with Akihiko. And with that taken care of, we're going to be spending some time with Mutatsu tonight. I better go to study since exams are coming up. Sure, Junpei, sure. And reconvening with Mr. Ono once again, rambling on and on about the samurai. Here we go. Finally, we're up to the Taira no Masakado, the turning point of the era of the samurai. It all began from infighting among the Taira clan. Their conflict escalated until the Imperial Court intervened. Masakado was pursued by the Imperial Court and had no choice but to openly oppose them. The result was known as the War of Masakado. Zoe, you don't look anything like a samurai. What's that supposed to mean? But let's see if you know this one. What title did Taira no Masakado claim for himself? You know, Satan would be pretty badass, but unfortunately the correct answer is Imperial Prince. Correct! This will be on the exam next week, so be prepared. Let's skip forward a little to the Kamakura era. At last, the samurai's presence begins to be felt in history. In 1185, the Kamakura shogunate was established. Yes, we're there! And of course, its founder, Minamoto no Yoritomo, can't believe we're sorry, I botched that horribly. I can't believe we're finally here. You gave the correct answer. You know, I forgot that I gave this guy a card, so we got an Auto Tarukasha back. Very nice, very nice. You know what, let's duplicate something else while we're here also. Blah, blah, blah. Fire Boost, that looks like a good one to dupe. Anyways, beyond that, we are going to be hanging out with Maiko today, and like I said in FES, we got a long cutscene coming up, so I'm just knocking out Saturday for FES and Portable ahead of time. Hey. So, exams are coming up pretty soon. You've been studying? Yeah, I've been getting some great work done with Akihiko, Mitsuru, Yukari, and Fuka. Oh yeah? Well, not that it's any of my business. Here we go! Finally, we've reached Taira no Masakado. He's the turning point of the era of the samurai! It all began with infighting among the Taira clan. Their conflict escalated until the Imperial Court had to intervene. Masakado was pursued by the Imperial Court, so he had no choice but to openly oppose them. The result was known as the War of Masakado. Zeller, you may not look like a samurai, but let's see if you know this one anyway. There's a theory that Taira no Masakado was thought up to the prototype for an item essential to battle. Now, what do you think the item was? It's something that every samurai needs. Well, if you put it like that, I can kind of just guess. Would it be a katana? Yes. Knew that one already, huh? Yep, it's the katana. Think of samurai and their swords are the first thing that come to mind, although it's not known whether Masakado really came up with them. This is going to be on the exam next week, so prepare well. Let's get forward a little to the Kamakura era. Ah, at last, I can feel them on their way. The samurai are almost here. It's in 1185, the Kamakura shogunate was established. Yes, we're there! And of course, its founder was Minamoto no Yoritomo. I can't believe we finally made it! I answered correctly. Everyone in the class is looking at me with respect. Yes! It's a message from Sonata. It's It's Ikutsuki-san is coming tonight. Sounds like he has something to tell us. We'll meet on the 4th floor once we're back. Interesting. Wonder what Ikutsuki could have for us. Well, we'll just have to think about that when we get back. We have a couple things we need to take care of first. Naturally, we have to feed the kitty. The cat looks very weak. Seems like it might be hungry. Hopefully this is paying off. The cat is purring loudly. Seems happy. The light in its eyes has returned. Maybe the cat will feel even better if I come back and feed it again tomorrow. I feel like this quest is almost at its conclusion. Alright, look, Maiko, if you have any bruises, don't be afraid to tell me. I'm here to help you.
I can't take it anymore. Mom and Dad just keep fighting. I begged them to stop fighting so much, but they told me to leave them alone. I made up my mind. I have to run away from home.
I mean, I guess technically.
You mean I can do what I want? You mean it? And I'm running away. I made up my mind. I better start packing soon. Hey, what should I bring if I'm running away from home? I need lots of snacks, right? And my insurance card?
I really don't understand why we're advocating this, but yeah, that should be enough.
Really? Wow! Running away is easier than I thought. Now, just gotta decide when to sneak out.
Maiko is deep in thought.
Either way, I'm gonna give it a try. Don't worry, I'll be just fine, okay? I'm gonna miss playing with you.
Maiko seems fond of me. I feel like we're growing closer. And we also have just put her on the path to putting herself in extreme danger. Go us! Yeah!
When I run away, Mom and Dad will have to work together to find me. This is gonna be great. I gotta make sure I'm ready to go.
Well, I'm sure that'll work itself out anyway.
And that's the summary of what happened on the night of the 7th. These shadows seem to be quite a bit more formidable than the ordinary ones.
I see. So our enemies are growing stronger as well. Well, it's not all bad news. In fact, I called today's meeting because...
Hold on. Before we go on, I'd like to ask Kirijo-senpai something.
Oh?
I know I'm not the only one thinking this. So much has been happening lately. I feel like I've just been getting dragged along without really understanding anything. But now, I want answers. So I'm gonna ask you straight out. You've been hiding something from us, haven't you, Senpai? You're always acting like you don't know anything about the Dark Hour or Tartarus. But they're connected to that accident 10 years ago, aren't they?
What accident?
Yukari-chan? There was an explosion near our school and a lot of people died. It must have been big news back then. You know about it, don't you?
Yes.
Luckily, no students were injured. But something is off here. At the time of the incident, there were several unexplained absences. Seems like more than just a coincidence to me.
What do you mean?
Well, I dug up some old school records and found something interesting. Those students weren't just absent. They all suddenly collapsed and had to be sent to the hospital. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Remember those girls who bullied Fuka? They had to be hospitalized too. I want an explanation. What really happened on the day of that accident? The Kirijo group built our school, so you have to know something. Tell me the truth.
I wasn't trying to hide anything from you, it just never seemed relevant. But...
It's okay. It's not your fault.
All right, I'll tell you everything. Shadows have many mysterious abilities. Some research indicates they can even affect time and space. We think of them as our enemies, but what if we could somehow use them to our advantage? They could be a source of unimaginable power, couldn't they?
What?
14 years ago, one man pursued that very line of thinking. He was the former leader of the Kirijo group, Koetsu Kirijo, my grandfather. My grandfather was obsessed with the shadows. He wanted to harness their power to create something extraordinary.
Create something extraordinary?
To that end, he assembled a research team and had them amass a number of shadows.
He was collecting them? Damn, that's freaking crazy.
But 10 years ago, during the final stages of the project, there was an accident, and the experiment failed. They lost control of the Shadow's power, altering the nature of the entire world.
You can't mean...
Yes, Tartarus and the Dark Hour.
He was the former leader of the Kirijo group, Koetsu Kirijo. My grandfather. My grandfather was obsessed with shadows. He wanted to harness their power and create something extraordinary.
Harness their power?
He assembled a team of scientists, and over several years collected a significant number of shadows.
He what? Damn, that's freaking crazy!
However, 10 years ago, during the final stages of the experiment, they lost control of the Shadow's power. Consequently, the nature of the world was altered.
You mean?
Yes, Tartarus and the Dark Hour.
According to the records, the accumulated mass of shadows split into several large ones that later dispersed. These are the shadows we've been encountering on nights when the moon is full.
Maybe that's why it's difficult to predict where they'll appear.
Wait a minute. If what you said is true, then why did our school turn into Tartarus? Don't tell me. Is it because that's where they conducted the experiment?
Yes.
Then those students who were hospitalized...
It's just as you fear. It was a highly populated area, and the Kirijo group had influence there. They could essentially do as they pleased. Port Island must have been the perfect location for them. So yes, as you guessed, the experiment 10 years ago was conducted at Gekkokan High School.
Just what are you trying to say here? So that's the whole purpose behind SEAS? We were dragged into all this just to clean up their mess? You lied to us? And you knew too, didn't you, Sanada-senpai? You've both just been using us! Or do you not care as long as you're the one who gets to do the fighting?
I never said anything like that. I have my reasons.
Think what you'd like, but it was my decision not to share the information. I'm sorry. It was never my intent to deceive you. Convincing you to join SEAS was my highest priority. I know it may not be fair, but shadows can only be defeated by persona users. We are the only ones who can fight.
That's hardly the point!
I never had a choice either. It didn't matter if I wanted this power or not.
Mitsuru, that's enough.
Takeba-kun, it's only those in the past who are to blame. And they lost their lives as a result of what they did. We're all in the same boat here. None of us deserve the burden that's been thrust upon us.
But that's...
It's been 10 years since the incident in question. No one knows why those shadows suddenly returned. But now that they're here, we have the chance to find and destroy them. Do you realize what that means? What if I told you that the 12 shadows are the cause of everything?
You're saying if we defeat them all, Tartarus and the Dark Hour will disappear?
Exactly. That's what I was going to tell you earlier. See? It's good news, isn't it?
Can that really be true?
There's evidence to support it. And this is where our true battle begins.
Our true battle.
Regardless of what's happened in the past, we must fight to protect the people. The shadows are gaining strength. We can't afford to wait for them to strike first.
Right.
And there are still many mysteries surrounding Tartarus. For instance, why did such a gigantic structure appear in the first place? The answers must be out there somewhere.
We must defeat the 12 shadows that started all of this. In order to eradicate both the Dark Hour and Tartarus, I must fight to protect everyone. 6 of them remain. Alright, that was quite the exposition dump that we got there. Come to think of it also, the crops I planted on the rooftop should be ready to harvest by now. Maybe I should go check on them. And it looks like everybody has broken up to do their own thing. Let's check our harvest yield though, and just get that real quick. See what we've got here. We also had Junpei help us out here a little bit, so we should get a little something on top of it. And indeed, we get some Rakukaja potatoes. Very nice. We may as well keep on planting. Let's try these Amranian sprouts. God, that word is weird to me. We'll plant that real quick and see what that turns into in due time. Now, we could head out on the town, but I think the video has run long enough, and we do have an exam coming up, so we are going to advance time pretty quickly going into the next video. So I think that's what we'll call it for this recording, and when we come back, we'll be finishing up this week, doing the exam, and then maybe, just maybe, we'll be getting some fun time in the future. I hope to see you then. Until then, though, goodbye.
I don't dispute the doubts you've outlined, but it's my right to waste your time.